This dog isn't alert. He's already aware. Most people think this dog isn't paying attention. They look at him standing here, still, quiet, unmoving, and they assume he's relaxed. They assume he's waiting. They assume he'll wake up when something happens. That assumption is wrong. This dog isn't alert. He's already aware. And the difference between those two things is the difference between reacting late and never being surprised at all. People praise alert dogs. They want ears up, eyes darting, bodies tense, quick reactions. They think alertness means readiness. But alertness is a response state. Awareness is a continuous one. And confusing the two is how people misunderstand dogs like this completely. Alert dogs are scanning for permission to react. Aware dogs don't need to scan. They're already tracking. When most dogs are alert, what they're really doing is switching modes. They're calm, then something triggers them, and suddenly they're on. That switch feels impressive to people. It looks fast. It looks sharp. It looks controlled. But it's late, because anything that needs to be switched on was off a moment before. This dog doesn't switch. There's no on mode. There's no activation. There's no moment where attention suddenly appears. It's already there. That's why nothing about him looks dramatic. No pacing, no constant movement, no checking in, no performance. Because performance is what happens when attention comes and goes. This attention doesn't go anywhere. People don't trust what they can't see, so they assume awareness must look busy. They assume readiness must look tense. They assume control must announce itself. But real awareness is quiet, and quiet systems get underestimated. When humans wait, they drift. Their mind softens. Their focus narrows. Their attention moves inward. Waiting is passive. Monitoring is not. This dog isn't waiting for something to happen. He's monitoring what hasn't happened yet. He's tracking space. He's reading distance. He's noticing changes in posture, movement, rhythm, not reacting to them, not labeling them, just registering them. That's why he looks bored to people, because boredom is what awareness looks like to someone who isn't aware themselves. Alert dogs react to events. Aware dogs notice patterns, and patterns appear long before events do. People think danger announces itself. They expect noise, movement, escalation. But real danger rarely announces. It leaks, it shifts, it changes tempo. And by the time it becomes obvious, it's already late. This dog isn't watching for obvious danger. He's watching for deviation. Something moving differently than before. Something holding tension too long. Something closing distance incorrectly. Those signals don't trigger reaction. They adjust awareness. That's why nothing happens, because nothing needs to. People confuse calm with disengagement, but disengagement looks sloppy. This looks precise. Everything about this dog is compressed. Emotion is regulated. Movement is delayed. Response is restrained. Not because he's unsure, because restraint is the work. Alert dogs burn energy. They spike attention. They react often. They exhaust themselves scanning the environment. Awareness conserves energy. It keeps the system quiet until quiet is no longer safe. That's why this dog can stand still for hours. Not because he's lazy, not because he's tired, because awareness doesn't require motion. People think readiness looks sharp, but sharp edges dull quickly. Awareness lasts. An alert dog reacts early. An anxious dog reacts often. An emotionally attached dog reacts personally. This dog reacts precisely, and precision requires restraint. Most people interfere here. They see stillness and assume something is missing. So they stimulate. They call the dog's name. They move closer. They reward engagement. They try to wake him up. And slowly, awareness erodes. Because constant engagement pulls attention inward. It teaches the dog to look to the handler instead of the environment. It replaces awareness with dependency. People want reassurance. They want eye contact. They want responsiveness. They want signs the dog is emotionally present. But emotional presence is not environmental awareness. And attention turned inward is attention removed from the job. This dog doesn't look back often, not because he doesn't care, because nothing has changed. Alert dogs notice stimuli. Aware dogs notice meaning. That difference is invisible to most people, so they try to fix it. They train more reactions. They reward faster responses. They encourage constant engagement. And the dog becomes alert, but loses awareness. It doesn't fail immediately. It fails slowly. The dog reacts earlier than necessary, checks in more often, needs confirmation before holding focus, and people call that progress. Until pressure arrives. Pressure doesn't care how alert you look. Pressure exposes what you missed. Awareness isn't impressive. It doesn't perform. It doesn't create highlight moments. It creates absence. Absence of chaos. Absence of escalation. Absence of mistakes. And most people don't know how to respect absence. So they assume nothing is happening, but nothing happening is the result. This dog isn't alert. He doesn't need to be. He's already aware. And awareness doesn't announce itself. It just holds. That's why this dog looks calm. That's why he looks still. That's why people underestimate him. Because awareness isn't loud. And the systems that last are rarely the ones you notice first.